Good day, guys. Good day, everyone. I am here with my tea at one of my favorite cafes to date, and I have a message. I don't know if you guys have been feeling this as much as I have, but I've been feeling really frustrated lately and irritated. And let me go a little bit deeper into what I mean by this. I find that there are situations that have been coming up into my experience where I am forced to sit and reflect back to myself, why am I feeling this way? And when I channeled this rising and I spoke with my guides and I meditated, I realized that these situations, these experiences are coming up for a reason. Because we're elevating into a specific time, and we're going into a time of ascension, we're raising our vibrations, there are certain things within our vibration, within our ego, within our character that needs to fall off. And so our higher self creates these situations to bring to the surface what it is that we need to work through and release in order to ascend. And when I realized this and when I was made aware of this, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense because it seems to be the same things coming up over and over again. Themes around, um, you know, control, themes around finances, themes around understanding when to take time for self and understanding when to take note of what it is that I'm feeling instead of reacting on it. So patience has been a big thing for me lately. And for those of you who know me, I am a very calm person, so it takes a lot for me to bubble up. But I'm also an Aries and a Scorpio rising. So if it builds up for too long, it can come out in an explosive way. So in that moment of build up, in that moment of sitting and processing, I am now able to essentially put out the fire because I have this understanding of, okay, what is this experience showing me? What is this time period showing me that I need to pay attention to? And so if you're someone who's also feeling these frustrations and irritations as well through this period of ascension, some things that you can begin to do, as I mentioned already, is meditation, really sitting on what it is that you're frustrated about. Because when you're in that energy of frustration, it takes you away from the vibration that you're supposed to be embodying. But again, this is happening for a reason because it was somewhere in your energetic body field. So now it has to come to the surface and you have to work through it rather than suppressing it again or allowing yourself to react to it. So this is a time period of a lot of shadow work. This is a time period of a lot of self-reflection. This is a time period where you have to go within and understand where are these feelings stemming from. And in my own reflection, I realized that a lot of it has to do with ego. A lot of it has to do with my personal limiting beliefs. And I think a lot of it has to do with forgetting that we are all one. We are all a reflection of each other. So when I'm frustrated with an individual or when I'm frustrated with myself or an experience, I have to look at it as a part of me. What part of me needs this attention right now? What part of me needs to be released? Because we are all reflections of each other. So, like I said, your higher self is going to bring you people, places, and things that are just reflections of you to show you what parts of you need to be worked on in this time. And I mentioned meditation, sitting and processing versus reacting, but also what you can begin to do is journal about it. I say this all the time in every single one of my videos. You're starting to sense a theme that a lot of the solutions to our emotional upheaval and emotional dysregulation can be resolved by sitting in meditation or by journaling about it, by expressing it, or even talking to a friend. I do recommend that as well, just making sure that that friend is someone who is going to bring you out of the vibration versus getting you deeper into it. Because we also have to realize that some friends that's what they do. They bring us deeper into the turmoil, deeper into the drama, you know? So there are so many other things you can do. You can go for a walk. You can sleep on it. I find that that's been something that has been helping me a lot. I've always been someone who wants to nip it in the bud right then and there, react right there. But when I sit with it, process it, and sleep on it, I wake up and I have a completely different perspective on whatever the situation is, whatever the frustration is. If you're dealing with a boss at work, if you're dealing with your children, if you're dealing with your spouse, whatever it is, whatever the case is, you want to give yourself time to process, because this is a part of ascension. This is a part of raising your vibration. Think about it. When you have a cup full of dirty water, the only way that you can clean that cup of water, yeah, you can pour all the water out, but now you're empty. But why not pour regular clear water into the cup? And as you're doing that, you start to see that the dirty water starts to rise out and it overflows over the top. It comes to the surface. This is essentially the same concept um, that I'm referring to, is as we fill ourselves with higher vibrational things, people, foods, places, the lower vibrations begin to come to the surface in order for us to process so that we can no longer hold on to them. Um, this is, the life of someone who is on their spiritual journey, on their path, finding themselves, remembering who they are. You have to first release all of the false narratives. You have to release all the false beliefs, the things that are keeping you attached to your ego. You have to release all of that. And so I'm taking you all along the journey with me. I'm actively doing this. As I'm actively realizing what is taking place, I wanted to share with you all this message, this download that I received during my channeling, so that way you know how you can begin to deal and process with these emotions that are coming up. Ultimately, we weren't taught how to emotionally regulate. And so as we're ascending, this is one of the tools, this is one of the gifts that we're being given, is being able to understand where we are emotionally, which creates our vibration, which sends out a frequency into the cosmos, into the aura field, and reflects back to us in our experiences, people, places, and things that match that vibration. So when you're able to catch an emotion before it goes too far, you can quite literally control your experience. And that is the basis of creating your reality. That's the basis of manifestation, of quantum leaping. When you are able to control your emotions and you're able to regulate your nervous system, you can have anything you want. You can go anywhere you want, be anyone you want. But I think it all starts with being able to understand and be aware of where you are emotionally. And so I'll leave the message at that. As I receive more downloads and channeled messages, I will be sharing those with you all to help you on your own experience. If you're looking for more tools and modalities on how you can create your desired reality, I have a few links down below. Be sure to check those out, with more free resources, as well as my free community of like-minded individuals who are on this spiritual journey together. And so, yes, and with that, I will see you all next time. Thank you.